Before this video starts, I just wanted to let everybody know how terrifying it was to actually make this video. I'm not one to shy away from anything, but this is terrifying to me because when I commit to something, I have to do it. And for whatever reason, I know for certain that I have to do this. And I don't think I have what it takes right now, but I am willing to learn the skills required to have what it takes. And I think it's going to take a long time, but I'm willing to give it everything that I have because life is too short, and if you have a strong enough desire to do something, you have to do it. And yeah, that's all. If you want to do something in your life, do it with all of your energy and your whole being. Do the thing that you are destined to do. All right, enjoy the video. So my journey with AI, it started out messy, very messy. Like I really had no idea what I was doing or how I was going to go about this, but I did know one thing. I knew that I was going to go on my own unknown path to try to figure out, okay, there's some gold here. I just need to not listen to anybody else. I just have to go down this path, and hopefully I'll discover like a unique approach that will help me in my business. And that was my only rule. I didn't care about what the experts, told me to do, and I just think they're all making it up. I think no one really knows. When Elon's saying I'm amazed every day at what AI can do, then who knows, right? So because I run my own asset recovery company, I have VAT checks to make every month to many companies across the United States. So there's a lot of people that are invested into me selling more and more material. So I found success on eBay above all platforms, like most people, because a lot of people kind of figure out how Cassini works, right? It's like, okay, if I increase my sell-through rate on my store, then eBay's going to give me more views. They're going to spend more money on ad space for me. And that's what I've experienced. But these new AI tools that are on the market right now, they're actually threatening this relationship with Cassini, and our stores are going to decrease in sales because what's happening is it's increasing the throughput, the amount of items that are listed, but it is decreasing the quality. And it makes you seem like you're making more money, but with the algorithm, Cassini it's slowly eating your store alive, because you end up with all this stuff that you think is worth money, but really it's not, because it's so easy to list it that you just keep going, like, oh, the number's going up because I'm listing more stuff. Before you know it, eBay looks at your store and says, oh, you have 10,000 items, but only 100 sold. What's wrong with this store? So for every item that I process, I put brand, and I put part number, and I put condition. And what I decided to do was, okay, ChatGPT, here's the brand, the part number, the condition. Make a title. And I told it, okay, I didn't say anything else. I just said, okay, make the title. Like magic, boom, there's a title, right? And the problem was that it was a terrible title. The structure was off. Like no one would ever search for it in that exact order. Like it would say Eaton 1754 12 amp 15 volt circuit breaker. It's like, no, they're going to look up Eaton 1 2 3 4 5 circuit breaker 12 volt 5 amp. Like that, that's not the right order. So that was wrong. And then it was also not doing the specifics. So I was like, what do I do here? And I realized that it wasn't an AI problem. It was actually a me problem. Like I had to step up my game and write an entire script for AI so it understood exactly what I wanted. And that was not easy. And I realized the best way to do it was actually ask AI to help me write the script to give to AI. And by doing it that way, I was able to actually like cook up a document on Google Docs of a script that I was like, this is going to be perfect for the title. And sure enough, I fed it into AI, and it pumped out a expert level title. Now, when it did that, I was like, oh man, that's pretty cool. Like, what if I do this with 20 items? So I gave it 20 items. I said, go for it. And it literally didn't do it. I was like, what? I was like, it just like didn't work. So I ended up realizing, okay, let me just give it 10. And I realized I can only really input 10 pictures at a time. So I was like, God damn it, fine. Okay, 10 pictures, one main picture for each item. Do 10. It wouldn't do it. And I was like yelling in the chat, do 10, do 10. God damn it, you stupid robot. Do 10 products. It wouldn't do it. It would batch in 5. So I gave up for the time being. And I had some time to think about it, and I realized I was like, I kind of have to work with the AI. Like there's no getting around it. I have to just work with it. So over the next month, I added onto the script, and I added like title, description, price, and even an eBay category. And I was like, okay, do these things. And each edition was a different fight. Like I had to figure out and ask it, okay, why won't you do this? Why don't you understand what I'm talking about? And it would help me tweak the script. Like, no, you got to ask in this way. And I ended up figuring it out, and it gave me a 5 listings worth of data in an Excel format. And I was like, okay, that's pretty cool. Like I'm kind of cruising now. Like I'm making 5 at a time. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, you're actually doing it. Like this is like 20 items that I could technically use this data to list on eBay. And then the unthinkable happened. It says, please wait 3 hours. And I was like, what? What the hell? Like, why can't I add any more pictures? And it literally throttled me so I could only do 80 pictures in every few hours. And I was like, okay, so be it. I'll do 5 at a time, and I can only do 80 every few hours. So a few days ago, I was actually streaming on YouTube, and I figured out if you actually make multiple accounts and pay for the better version, right? You throw money at it, it'll not only do it better, but it'll actually you can do 160 if you have 2 accounts, and then you can do even more. You get triple and quadruple if you have 4 windows open on your computer. You can just boom, 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 and that's a workaround for now, and I still use it to list all my inventory today. But after months of thinking about it and like this endless trials, like I started thinking like, this is really good data. But how do I use it to make eBay listings? And now this is when it clicked, right? So this is when it clicked. The impossible puzzle that was in front of me all of a sudden just like came together. So I realized that the key was to input this data into an inventory management software. They actually call it an Omnichannel inventory management like platform or software, where you can actually sync the quantity of items on eBay, Amazon, your website, Walmart, Newegg. Like there's 350 different major sales channels out there. And so I actually have some experience with these softwares, right? So my first experience was with Shopify, and I made a Shopify website, and I was like, okay, let me do these add-on apps and synchronize the inventory that way. Well, that worked pretty good until I realized, oh crap, these are too many listings for Shopify to handle. So I was forced to actually switch to BigCommerce so they could handle 10,000 SKUs of one-off items. And I insisted on understanding my website. So when I made my BigCommerce website, I insist on knowing it like A through Z. So I made the entire website, no web designer, only some guy from Pakistan called Mr. H who helped me with SEO. And the website ended up being actually really good, and it was a one and done. I built a website and I forgot about it. And what's really cool about that is I also, at the same time, I met this founder that's in my industry, the asset recovery industry, and I flew out to see him and meet his team. And I was actually told, like, okay, this is, if you really want to do it, this is how you become light years ahead of everyone else in your entire industry. And I learned about this inventory management software called Seller Cloud, and it was $1,500 a month, but I told him I'm buying it right now. And I did. And then the moment my plan landed, literally, I was still at the airport, I was researching and trying to figure it out. And they gave me a whole onboarding team of like a few people, and I'd go on Zooms like 3 or 4 times a week, just teaching me how to use this software. And I was like upset about it. I was like, no, first of all, I'm not very good at being taught anything or being, told to do anything in general. So I quickly didn't listen to, what they were telling me, and I took learning into my own hands. And what ended up happening is I literally blew up my entire eBay store and zeroed out all of the inventory, and I deleted every listing on my store. So I thought my website I thought my eBay was over, but luckily eBay changed their system and they archived all of my listings. So, thank God for that. But I was still I insisted on like, hurry up. Like, I don't want to do this crap. I want to learn by myself. So after I nearly gave a few people at Seller Cloud a heart attack, I kept begging them to hurry up and like teach me, okay, how do I get eBay listings on Seller Cloud? And they just wouldn't do it. So I just finally just got fed up, and I just stopped listening to them, and I just fully learned the whole software by myself. And by doing that, I got obsessed with Seller Cloud. I understood the in and out of Seller Cloud, and I realized, like, okay, this is $1,500 a month, and it's way overboard. Like, I don't use 90% of this stuff. So what I decided to do was stay on there because it's great, but let's really dig into, like, okay, if I use AI data and import it into Seller Cloud, it's game over. So five columns of AI data automatically calculates in cell calculations and fills out 35 columns of data. And those columns include custom URL for my website, meta keywords, like things like best offer on or off for eBay, like all of these things, including the category for eBay and everything. It's all added together and imported into Seller Cloud, and makes one product that can be listed on 350 different sales platforms. So with AI, if you ask it to do too many tasks, you can actually overload it. So like, that's what happened to me. Like I asked it to, okay, figure out the title from eBay and looking on the internet, and make title, so make. And then I also asked it to match the information from the title that it makes earlier to, and look on this TXT file to find what category it is and match keywords and stuff. And it could not do that. It could not create and match. And I didn't understand why it wasn't working. And I asked it, I was like, AI, why are you not doing this? And it told me, it was like, I can't do two completely different tasks at once. So that was really interesting. And I feel like I officially like found the limits of what ChatGPT was capable of. So this journey is only getting started, and I'm fully committed to putting in $100,000 of my own money to figure out and use what I've learned and try to make it so, okay, ChatGPT, yeah, list all my items in my store for now, but I'm gonna put this money that I make from that and from YouTube, and I'm gonna put all of it into my own proprietary tool, utilizing APIs from these large language models, and like making it create a product from a customized script that can be customized to each person, by the way, and to actually use that tool in a much lighter version of Seller Cloud. And I'm not necessarily competing with them, because I'm actually just creating a service specifically for resellers and specifically for asset recovery companies, because Seller Cloud, they don't know my business. They don't understand it. They're like, how can you have thousands of SKUs with a quantity of one? Like, they made it painfully clear to me that they don't understand my business, and I'm not their usual customer. So eventually, like, I'm gonna save a lot of money by getting out of it. So I'm very incentivized to make a working tool that works for my business. So as Tech and Sports said, exposure, exposure, exposure. That's the way to sell the most, to get the biggest audience, and to make the most money. And this will be the founding principle that will completely reshape the entire reselling community, because reselling simply lacks exposure. There's too many people with all of their inventory on one sales channel. If that sales channel goes away, they lose tens of thousands of man hours worth of effort instantly, like that, and their business is no more. And what everyone should be doing is making their own website and putting all of their inventory on a proprietary website. Spend some time to get the SEO down, set it and forget it, like I do with all my websites. I mean, I build it for like a month, and then I let it ride and I let it build the SEO. And like last month I did 12,000 in sales. I don't have any ads. It's just a good website, and I'm all over the internet. If you look up brand part number, I will be there in the top few pages on Google, which is really cool. And you don't have to pay the big guy 12 to 15%, on eBay and Amazon for every single sale, which is a big deal. So the only thing stopping resellers from actually making their own website is there's not really that many good platforms to make a website on for resellers with thousands of SKUs that are just one-offs. It's just, there's too many items, and big commerce is kind of a way to do that. So like Josh Galt, a good friend of mine who helped create List Easier, he just announced a partnership with BigCommerce, which is a very big deal. That'll allow a lot of resellers to actually list their items on and make their own website through BigCommerce, which is a fantastic step forward. So I look forward to working with him and all these other guys that are in the riding this wave of AI tools, and have some friendly competition with them, but overall ultimately make tools that'll help people in the community. So eventually I will sell access to this platform that I'm building, but it's going to take a long time to get there, because I first have to make a tool that works for my business as like a starting point. Like, okay, this is what I want to do for other people. And when I put a name on a company that I found, like literally, I do it because it has to be 100% me. There can't be any investors, there can't be any outside influence. It needs to be 100% my creative output of value that I'm putting out into the world, because I think it can benefit people. And I refuse to conform to what everyone else is doing, which is taking the shortcut, shilling out their idea to get investors. And what happens there is, like, they're going to put their smart money expert opinions into the mix always. And that's going to, even if it's 1% of your company that you give away, that introduces people who will change your vision. And in anything that I do, I must be different for the sake of being different. Really truly believe if you follow the flock, it will kill true innovation and any chance of actualizing a true expression of your vision that needs to be put on display through a creative or entrepreneurial vector. Like, if you take the easy path, you will, at some point, your vision will be altered, off course, by greed. And it's always going to happen. So there's no reason why I can't hire smarter people than me to help me make this tool and retain control throughout the entire process. Like, I'm willing to get my hands dirty and put every penny I make from my other business and from YouTube into this passion project, because I don't really want any greedy outside pressure forcing me to raise prices through the roof, because I want this to be the cheapest monthly subscription to the very best service that's available on the market. Mark my words. So that being said, I'd love to hop on a call with anybody with big ideas who knows a thing or two, about this field, because I'm self-taught and I need help. So please reach out to me if you really believe that you can help me. So I'm actually also going to be doing something that nobody's ever done before, which is live stream me founding this company from zero to hero. Because the reason why is because I want to be the leader in reselling and in asset recovery, and this is my way to do it, because by live streaming my entire journey, it kind of helps me dedicate the hours required to actually mastering this. And even with 0 viewers, it'll be a recorded permanent MP4 log of every single thing that I do to build this into reality. And I have to reemphasize, nobody has ever streamed themselves founding a company from zero to finish. They're for very good reasons. It's probably because they're afraid of people copying them, or they're going to leak sensitive data and information. But to keep myself safe, I'll painstakingly go through each VOD after a live stream and make sure there was nothing sensitive leaked, and then I'll delete it if there was. I got this idea to do daily live streams from Nick Mira. He's actually a producer who produced all the songs for Juice WRLD, and he actually cooks up beats on YouTube Live pretty much every day. And you could probably watch him right now and check in and listen to him making a beat right now. But that was so inspirational to me, because sometimes he's going for 12 hours straight, and he's showing what it takes to achieve mastery. Just do the same thing over and over again until you figure it out and you're learning, and then before you know it, it's just second nature, because you've mastered that skill. And that's what I'm trying to do with AI. So at the very least, this tool will directly help my other company chase surplus, sell more inventory, but at the very best, it'll bring my entire industry to the next level. And learning how to navigate AI, I believe, is going to be the single most important focus over the next decade. Now, for the copycats issue, I say go for it. There needs to be innovation in this space, and there's this giant pie that anyone can eat from. And I think if that will actually help the entire industry move forward, if everyone's out there trying to figure out AI and bring it to the point that I think it will end up going to. But I'll be at the head of it, I hope. That's my goal, that's my mission. So I will prove that it is not luck to be quote unquote successful, but rather it's kind of like how do I put this? It's like a beautiful dance of unshakable determination and a childhood wonder that ultimately leads to mastery if you stick with it. So if you like this idea and you want to help, I invite all resellers and all business people and all marketers and all SEO people and everybody to come into my live stream and pull from whatever your expertise is and ask any and all questions and give me all of your ideas. There's no bad ideas. I really want to involve resellers in my reselling tool, because I truly believe that that's the only way to make a tool that will provide the most value to resellers. This will be great, no matter how long it takes. And there's some very exciting guests that are coming on the podcast. very soon. So stay tuned for that. And that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching. I hope that I was able to inspire you to be truly great. And that's all. Thanks so much. See you in the next one.